Top 10 Fastest Bentley Cars in the World. Bentley is one of the most revered car companies in the world. So how does it gathered such a reputation? It's one of Britain's oldest manufacturers. Founded in 1919 by W.O. Bentley. Despite its current headquarters in Crewe in the north of England, its incorporation was actually in Cricklewood, North London, where its most iconic road and race cars were built. Below we run down 10 of the most important Bentleys in its illustrious history. Ones that for different reasons encapsulate the magic of that bygone era. 1. Bentley 4.5 liters blower Bentley. The Bentley 4.5 liters blower, as it is colloquially known, is perhaps the defining moment of the legend surrounding Bentley. W.O. Bentley had been successfully winning races for some time, but racing driver Sir Henry Tim Burton insisted that he would build and field supercharged versions of the increasingly outclassed Bentley 4.5. These were considered the fastest cars of their time, racing against Mercedes at the very apex of period racing. Of course, neither Bentley's blowers or chief rival Mercedes were known for their reliability, which meant that in 1930 Bentley's lesser Speed 6 model took the lion's share of motorsport success in the era. 2. Bentley Speed 6. The car that beat out the blowers was W.O.'s Speed 6, a huge racer that was known at the time as the tank on account of its massive dimensions and extreme weight. Of course, in order to motivate so much weight to winning races was huge reserves of power, and in this case, Bentley's new Speed 6 had the grunt to back it up. 3. Bentley Turbo R. After years of rule under Rolls-Royce, often just selling little more than a basic rebadge job, the 1985 Bentley Turbo R was revealed as a more sporting and more Bentley-like model that channeled some of its racing heritage. It was based on the Mulsanne, which came out 5 years earlier, but installed a more powerful engine and sporting chassis elements to make it the most dynamic Bentley in decades. 4. Bentley Continental T. From 1998, the Continental T featured the same 420 EP version of the 6.75-liter turbocharged V8 engine, as well as similar flared arches and 18-inch alloy wheels. A Mulleter derivative was launched in 1999 with a yet further honed chassis setup and even stiffer suspension. 5. Bentley Arnage T. Successor to the Turbo R and the last Bentley to be built in conjunction with a Rolls-Royce derivative. The Arnage is the model that brought Bentley into the 21st century. It also coincided with the business being bought out by the vast Volkswagen conglomerate. The Arnage was available in a huge variety of variants, being sold between 1998 and 2009. 6. Bentley Brooklands. The Brooklands wasn't the first or indeed most opulent Bentley coupe, but it was one of the most auspicious. Released in 2008, it was based on the Arnage, Bentley's flagship saloon at the time, and was therefore beneficial to its quite unique collection of attributes. One of those was Bentley's usual 6.75-liter twin-turbocharged V8 engine, but here tuned to its highest outputs yet. It produced 530 BP, but an even more impressive 1,050 Nm of torque, the most of any production car at the time. Look past the numbers though, and the Brooklands was more revered for its entirely hand-built nature. Each had hand-formed rear wings that were physically too big to be stamped in the factory, while the interior was entirely finished by hand. This contrasted against modern tech, such as its huge carbon composite brakes and pillarless window opening. 7. Bentley Continental Supersport. The 2003 Bentley Continental GT has often been credited as the turning point for the Bentley brand. It brought scale to a manufacturer that was more specialist in producing tens of cars rather than thousands, and while the original was lambasted upon launch for lacking a certain Bentley-ness, and perhaps rather too much Volkswagen-ness, it was the original 2009 Supersport that signaled Bentley's despondent nature was still alive and well. Building on the 6-liter W12 engine found in lesser Conti GTS with bigger turbos and a far more focused chassis setup, it produced a massive 621 BP. This was put to the ground via a newly rear-biased, all-wheel drive system that split its torque 60% rear to 40% front. 8. Bentley Mulsanne Speed. The Mulsanne was Bentley's last car to use the iconic 6.75-liter V8, bringing to end the production of an engine that was able to trace its roots back as far as 1959. In its final twin-turbocharged speed form, the L-Series V8 produced 530 bp and an astounding 811 pounds of torque, making light work of its near 3-ton mass. Of course, despite the speed moniker, the Mulsanne wasn't about sporting driving characteristics. Instead, it was about providing the most opulent, old-money driving experience possible. As a direct replacement of the Arnage, and therefore built on its line at the Crewe factory, the Mulsanne didn't just feature Bentley's traditional engine, but also its truly British hand-built mentality. 9. Bentley Continental GT3. If the Bentley Continental Supersport was the model that revealed Bentley's true spirit, it was the later GT3 that proved it could be pushed and pulled in all sorts of new directions. Powered not by Bentley's W12 engine, but a twin-turbocharged V8, the GT3 shrugged off a lot of mass in its development to be widely commended as the most dynamic Bentley of the modern age. This was apt, though, as the Continental GT3 coincided with Bentley's return to racing. It raced a GT3 regulation version of the Continental GT in International Racing Series, from the FIA World Endurance Championship, which included Le Mans, to separate international events like the Australian Bathurst 24 Hours. 10. Bentley Bachelor. A big part of Bentley's history has been surrounded by the notion of coachworks, with longtime partner Mulliner creating some of history's most iconic Bentley models. Now, long after Bentley brought the Mulliner name in-house, the mark is reverting back to real coachworks projects, of which the open-top Bachelor was the first to be revealed. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comment section below. Before you go, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.